So how do you stop clients from shopping around at remortgage time? We have all been there when the client, comes to Remo and then we're like, oh, do you want to come work with us? And then they say, well, I just need to maybe shop around, or I'm going to go direct to the bank, or any of that type of stuff. And we've all seen it. And I think one of the things I have absolutely taken up when it comes to working within the Mortgage Business Mastery system and working with many brokers within this is to never assume, and in fact we don't even say it now, is that a client, they're not your clients. You don't have a client bank, you have a prospect pool. And that prospect pool, once they've finished a mortgage with you, you have to earn them back as a client. They have to become a client again. You can't just assume they're going to be your client. That's just not going to happen. So you have to earn back their trust. The biggest mistake that brokers do with that is they just assume it. And if you think about it this way, if you're not in contact with those clients, I'm going to talk about this as to how you do it, but if you think about this, if you're not in contact and earning the right to be that broker again, the bank is doing that. The bank is contacting them every quarter. The bank is going to be, has got them on an app. The bank is going to contact them once a year to let them know. The bank is going to be in touch with them to remortgage. The bank is giving them a credit card. The bank is doing all these other things that you are not doing. And they have more interaction with the bank or the lender, whatever the lender builds side to whoever it may be, I'm just saying bank in general, than they do with you. So really, I wouldn't say in a court of law, but let's argue whose client is it? It's not your client, it's their client, really. And so how do we fix that? We have to keep them our client. We have to keep earning their trust. So there's a number of things you've got to do. First thing is, you've got to do a really good job at the first mortgage. So or the previous mortgage. It could be the 10th mortgage, whatever it may be. But you've got to do a good job with the previous mortgage. That means that the service has to be good. It doesn't mean you do a discovery call, speak to them, and then bugger off and never speak to them again. It means you need to be in touch with them every other week through the process, all the way through to completion. It means that you need to have some form of offer kind of process where when they get an offer, you celebrate it. It means you need to have a place where you get reviews and testimonials to anchor and to kind of cement why they like you and to kind of solidify that in their brain. You need to have a moving in day card or gift. You need to have post-completion check-in. You need to be doing annual reviews. That's the kind of, let's first of all, the annual reviews is the second bit. That's the first thing. You have to do a good job through the process. If you're not doing a good job, well, then you've already lost half the battle. So that's the first thing you have to do, is think about a good job. Now, once you do a good job for the client, you now have to think, okay, there's 2 to 5 years before they're going to need you again. And so because of that, now you have to keep a relationship ongoing with them constantly. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, I just said before about the annual reviews. You want to be doing annual reviews with clients. And I've got a video on this recently I made about in the retention, I think the customer journey and retention playlist on the YouTube channel. You'll see it, is that it's about, about annual reviews and how to conduct them correctly. Annual reviews are important. It means that you're saying to the client, hey, look, I'm here. This is what, don't forget me. So you need to be doing that. You also need to be doing email marketing, newsletters, some form of reminder that you exist. Now, remember with email marketing, the mistake that people do with newsletters is newsletters are some sort of broadcast. They're broadcasting out like, hey, did you know that our administrator won a baking competition at the weekend? Sorry, I couldn't care less. Like, that's the last thing that people need to hear about or care about. Also, guess what? People who have a mortgage don't care about mortgage stuff because they've got a mortgage. I don't need to buy another house. I've got a mortgage. But people who do need a mortgage do care about mortgage stuff, which is why your content, when you're making content out on social media, is for people who do need a mortgage. But your email marketing to your existing clients, your newsletters, that should be about peripheral stuff. What did they get a mortgage for? A home. So that needs to be stuff about buying a home, not buying a home, owning a home. So how to add value, extra little things. Think about how you can add value to them of homeowners. What type of content can you create that is valuable to homeowners? Doesn't have to be about mortgages. In fact, it shouldn't be about mortgages. What would they want to read every single month? And if you have that, and we do this in the MBM system, I've got all of it mapped out, the whole lot. When I work with people one-to-one, we go through the whole lot. It's all mapped out. But think about that. How are you keeping in touch with them every single month with something of value? Because the bank is giving them an app and it's telling them their mortgage statement and it's offering them potential credit cards or other things. These are all valuable things to a bank, to the client. But if you're going, do you know what a fixed rate is? Hey, look at me. Do you know you can maybe port your mortgage? No. It's weird. I'm bored, don't need it. But instead, if it's like, hey, do you know these top 5 things you can do at the winter that will stop your pipes from bursting? Massive. As Matt, I'd be like, oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. You have to think about the peripheral when it comes to mailing lists, not the exact thing you sell. That's really important. So how you stop them from doing that is then, once you do that, when they come back in, and you have an onboarding, you have a remortgage reminder 6 months before, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You should be having that going through. And then when they come back on board, here is the big one that people don't do. And that is that you do exactly the same thing for a remortgage as you do for a normal mortgage. So when I work with people and they're like, oh, I've got existing clients going for a remortgage, I'm like, yep, discovery call, submission call, exactly the same. Exactly the same. It doesn't change. Give them the same service. Because actually, if you let your service erode because you think that they don't need it, you're an existing client, you understand the process. That was 5 years ago. I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Gosh, getting like choking then. I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, let alone what I did 5 years ago. Are you joking? Like, no one knows. So we assume because we do it every single day. So we're like, oh, yeah. And we won't remember the client, so to speak. We might remember them a bit, but we don't remember them. But we remember what it's like because we're in it all the time. They're not. So they're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. I think your name's John. Oh, no, sorry, it's Jack. It's like that. It literally is like that. They don't remember. So you have to make sure that you yourself are delivering phenomenal customer retention service, like a full strategy to retain clients. And if you don't focus on retention, that's fine. There's a whole business model. People don't focus on retention. They just say, oh, I'm not bothered. I'll just have a high churn and bring them in. That's okay too. But don't moan then that the bank is stealing your clients, because they're not. They weren't yours to begin with. Make them yours. And if you make them yours, then the bank is stealing your clients. But guess what? They won't steal them because they'll be your clients.